Okay, okay. Man, I definitely want to give a big shout out to mommy because I see a lot of her ways in you. For the viewers who may not know, mommy
Absolutely.
been raising kids and other people's kids since the 70s. So she got
Yes,
almost
sir.
50 years in the game, She let entire
Indeed.
families live with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Little kids, teenagers, young adults. She was the type of person we'll come home and there'd be people in the house. She'd be like, well, they staying with us for a while. They need some help. And that pretty
Absolutely.
much was the end of that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Which,
I just want to
yeah,
definitely.
right, absolutely. And some of the biggest things I got from her, the two biggest things I got from her was the love for knowledge. She put it in me real early to love learning. I didn't love school. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you I love school, but I always love to learn. So even though some of my friends, if they see this, they'll laugh about it. So even though I was doing the ignorant things like skipping class and whatnot, in my spare time, I'd sit around and read dictionaries to try to expand my vocabulary and read encyclopedias to try to just broaden my knowledge of the world. So she put that in me real early, and she also put in me real early just the compassion, which is what you were speaking on, how to have compassion for people, because you never know a person's story, so you can't judge a person where they're at when they're down or when they're up and have that sole opinion. You got to kind of deal with them on a human level because everybody has their ups and downs.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We could get into the next one. I got a question about traditional college versus trade school. What are your thoughts on that for young black men and young black women?
Wow. So yeah. So that's been a ongoing debate, at least on social media and in some of the education circles that I run in. Whether we should promote traditional college, which can get very expensive, or whether we should promote trade schools, which is kind of like a quicker route to being able to support your family. And my thing is, why not enlighten them to both? Like, why do we have to pick a side to say you should do trade school because college is too expensive and save your money, or you should do college because you'll be part of some elitist group? I guess I don't know what that is, and you don't have to be a electrician or carpenter or whatever. That side is saying. My thing is just like, why can't we do both? And unfortunately, in today's society, everything is polar. No one is really looking for balance these days. It's like either you're Democrat or you're Republican, either you're Christian or you're Muslim or you're atheist, or like, why can't we just have a little balance, coexist, and have an understanding of all walks of life? Because different things are for different people. And my biggest thing with the don't go to college narrative that's being pushed as of lately, is that they're saying that people shouldn't go for money reasons. And I get that. College is overpriced, but a lot of things are overpriced. And, a lot of people are saying don't take out those loans. And I would definitely say that there definitely needs to be some education on how much of a loan you take out if you need a loan, and how you can get a job so that you don't need a loan, or at least not as much while you're in college. But I think we're giving out half the conversation. So when you tell a kid, don't take out a loan in college, it's not worth it. Are we also telling that kid don't take out a loan for a Tahoe because it's not worth it? You know what I mean? Like, don't tell the kid don't go to college, but then when he gets a new car, you praise him for it. Because at that point, what you're doing, in a sense, is you're promoting materialistic things that really decrease in value, their liabilities, and you're downing education. Even though you're saying college, what tends to happen a lot of times is that's interpreted to these young minds as education isn't that big of a deal. And it is a big deal because we need doctors. Like, we need doctors, and you have to go to college. And I know not everybody's going, but for being a doctor, but we need doctors, we need engineers. We have the police brutality thing going on in the world. who do we lean on if we're not sending people to college to be lawyers and judges? Like who are we putting we're putting our faith in other people's hands if we're not sending our kids to college? You know what I mean? And if we're only sending them to be doctors, lawyers, and engineers, then we're kind of removing them from society, and that's what started that elitist thing. And so, you know, with the whole trade school versus college, I say let's educate them about both. Let's get to know these young people that we're talking to and help them make a sound decision that's best for them.
Okay, definitely. Now, you experienced in both realms. Now you actually have college tours, like you take the some of the young men that you work with to see different colleges and different states and stuff like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, I absolutely do college tours. We do tours of HBCUs, solely HBCUs. The reason being is because our community is not, our young people in our community is not, they're not seeing enough of professional people with formal educations. And so I love the fact that I could take them to a HBCU and they could see a professor with dreads. They could see a professor with an afro. They could see a professor with swag and dress kind of how they aim to dress. They could see a black man hop out of a Tesla and be professional. You know what I mean? They could hear their music and see people, you know, they could see the fraternities and sororities stepping and not feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And so I do the college tours. We've been all over. We've been from Carolina to Georgia to Alabama, and I'm sure I'm missing some states. But we've been to quite a few states. We haven't been everywhere yet, but it's we trying to get everywhere. We trying to get these kids everywhere because seeing it is believing it. You know what I mean? And it's one thing to yell college at them, but we want to get them out of their comfort zone and take them to see something different. There's nothing like seeing a kid who has been told he has to, you know, portray. And when I say kid, I'm talking about mostly males. Our groups are mostly males, but there's nothing like seeing that male who's been told he has to portray this tough guy role, and you put him on a college campus, and he gets to drop that guard, he gets to drop that armor, and just be wild. You know what I mean? And so it's a beautiful experience. It's a fun time. We don't charge the kids any money. All of everything we do for these kids in Humble Beginnings is free of charge. We do fundraisers, and some of which we make them get out and help us. You know what I mean? So we may do a car wash or something like that, so that because we do want them to earn it. So we do have different activities from fundraisers to community service and whatnot, because we do want them to earn it. But everything we do is free of charge, all through donations and fundraisers and, you know, things of that nature.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, now you also had a chance to go to trade school as well. Maybe you could talk about that. You are actually a barber, a licensed barber. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I'm not hearing you.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Sound
know
probably.
what happened with that. Hello. Can you
You said
say
you can't
something? I'm
hear
not
me?
hearing you right now. I see you. I just can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on one second.